If you've been following my community posts, you will know that recently I purchased a lot of material to help improve my recording quality for you. So while people think of microphones, people think of cameras, people think of audio recorders, what a lot of people don't think about is the room itself. You can get a great quality recording in a good room with crappy mics. You can get a crappy recording with good microphones but a crappy room. So what makes a room? There's room tone, room sound, and when I speak, the sound can reverberate from the walls, and so you need two things. Soundproofing to stop the sound coming in, which generally is mass, and you've got sound treatment, which can be created into panels to stop the sound from reverberating on the walls. Okay, so most of the time in recording studios, they'll use a product called Rockwool Mineral spun fiberglass, and that is house insulation that you might put in the roof for mostly for temperature. But if you're really smart and you're building a house, you stick it into the walls, because as the sound travels through the walls, it then bounces in the middle, gets absorbed, and less of it will bounce through the wall. And so it helps with insulation, it helps with sound. So I bought a couple of bags of this material. Now, this material is polyester. It's the same stuff that is used in doonas. A shout out to Higgins Insulation in Queensland, Australia. They're still actually manufacturing this stuff here in Australia, so I wanted to support local company. And so what I've done is I've built some panels, and I'm going to show you around the room in a second. So these two panels, I put a little bit more of a decorative fabric on it. And so you should be able to see some gold flecks in there. So I might need lights to show it up a little bit better. But I've chosen that fabric as a replacement alternative to the other dark panels I had in the background. And so these have, this one's cut in half because I had to do so. But these sheets come in about that size. So they're about 2 inches thick. They're about 4 feet long and about 2 feet wide. And so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 panels all through the room. And I'll spin it around in a second. So what I also built was a window plug, and I'll put a little bit of video of what it is. And so this room is just a normal bedroom in a 7-story building. It has roads on that side, and it has a highway over there, the National Highway, which is not that far away, but it's more low set, so a lot of the sound doesn't really get here. But trucks with air brakes, which you would have heard on some of my recordings, were coming onto the recordings. And so I wanted to try and create this room as the best that I could do with what I had. So sound treatment, so my voice does not reverberate too much, and soundproofing. So just bear with me while I move the camera, and I'll just move some lights a little bit around. So that's a microphone. So one of my lights on the corner there. So I have no bass traps. So So this might give you a little bit better perspective. So here's the wall in the background. And so what we have here is the window plug. I'll show you some video of the window plug being built and the materials. So basically it's 8 feet by 4.5 feet, or 2.4 meters by 1.4 meters. So it's a very large window plug to build. It still needs a little bit of work. So in the future, these panels will hang on to it. But at the moment, I want to redo a little bit of work before I do that. So I've just got them sitting on the table. So the window plug is built with the frame, and then the first layer that comes through the window will be this. So the sound will have to go through this material, and then I have some acoustic foam, and then I have some closed cell foam, and then I have a MLV, or a mass loaded vinyl barrier, which goes above the window frame so it doesn't stop. So if that's the window frame, the barrier goes above it, so if any sound leaks through, the barrier will stop it. So if the sound leaks through, the barrier should catch it. And I'm still working just to make it a little bit better. So that's the window plug. Now I know you'd love to hear a before and after, and I want to hear that too, but that thing is heavy. The mass loaded vinyl is 4 kilo per square meter, which I think it's 1 pound per square pound. Let's see. I don't know. So it's lighter. So I believe this stuff is manufactured in Australia as well. This is New Wave mass loaded vinyl. We've got Higgins polyester. We've got Dunlop 29400 acoustic foam. This is new car smell. So when you smell new car smell, it's the foam from the seats giving off its stuff. Closed cell foam, and then mass loaded vinyl. So the reasoning behind that is that different materials will absorb different frequencies, and by having 2 different absorbent materials, this one has a little bit of reflective properties. The closed cell foam has a little bit more reflective qualities to reflect the sound back through the material to try and stop it from coming through. And then the closed cell foam plus the mass loaded vinyl. So the results are hugely improved. I can barely hear stuff coming through now. The microphones still pick it up, but I'm not hearing it. I've heard 1 car this whole morning. Anyway, so that is one of my lights. So that's a Godox light. Fantastic light, crappy stand, and my makeshift material to soften it up. Is my Godox light with a big softbox. So the beauty of those lights is that they're completely silent, they have no fan. So you can see those two panels there. So I doubled them up and they go to the roof. So when I speak, my voice goes into them, and then it absorbs the frequencies, and inside there's a cupboard, and there's a massage table there as well. And the sound will go in there and it'll bounce around and get diffused, and up in there there's sleeping bags to help diffuse the sound. That's acoustic pinboard. There's a mirror back there. My laptop and recorders. Hopefully one day I can upgrade that stuff. My message cables. And so these are the two panels. That is the window plug. More acoustic panels, so you can see how big the window plug is. It's huge. And I'll just move this around a little bit. So, beautiful artwork. More artwork sitting there. So these are the double-sized panels. You can see the bit of wood there. So that is, 8 feet tall. So I've got 2 of them. There's that Godex light. Copy stand. And so that's pretty much my room. So I hope you enjoyed this little tour of the room so that you can see what it is that I'm recording in. And today is my first recording session that I can listen to hear the sound, but I can already tell that the sound is much better. I'll have a more detailed video on my acoustic panels. I've got one more to build, so I'll record more of that. I didn't really record much of the building of these panels because, to be honest, there was a lot of work. And the plug itself, so that plug is very, very heavy and very difficult to get in and out. So, I'd love to give you a before and after, but another time.